What are your anticipated films of the year or of next year?
My anticipations. Let's see. Let me pull out my list. I have a couple of the things, so I'll just do a quick run through. I don't know if I'm going to name all of them, if I'm being honest. First one is going to be Ironheart. That's coming out in 2024. Near the end of 2024, I believe. I think they pushed it out because they're waiting on other things to come out in the Marvel, you know, release schedule, I guess. And this show has to come out before those come out and blah, 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 whatever else. But I am excited for that to come out. I do wish Ironheart was released after Black Panther 2. I think that would have been a smarter move, but what do I know? I don't work for Marvel. Next is Orphan Black Echoes, which seems to be some kind of remake of Orphan Black, which is a show I really loved. I know they did a podcast series about Orphan Black as well, and I'm interested to see what Orphan Black Echoes will bring to the table. Next one is Fallout. It is the television show adaptation of the video game series that came out of Bethesda. It comes out April 2024, made by the creators of Westworld. Uh, Next is going to be Agatha. They've changed the byline for the show so many times, but it's the Agatha
Mhm.
Harkness show. I'm very excited for that to come out. A couple of the shows that I've listed are shows that are a couple of the movies I listed actually are going to be coming out in January, so I don't really have to go over those. But next
Mhm.
one would be Deadpool 3, Challengers, the Zendaya movie, directed by Luca
Guadagnino.
Guadagnino, yes.
Yeah.
The Fall Guy, directed by David Lynch, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. And then there's Maxine, Dune 2, Madam Webb, and that's about all the things that I'm excited for coming out this year. Obviously, there probably are more things that I'm not listing right now,
Mhm.
but those are the things I'm really anticipating.
Yeah, yeah. We weren't. I know when you told me to provide a list, like overlap, but
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with Deadpool. Hugh Jackman returning in the role of Wolverine. Like, people are saying that he shouldn't. Logan should have just. It should have just stayed with Logan and not
Mm-hmm.
kind of do more. But
I think that
I'm
Logan,
up for more.
well, Logan takes place in 2029,
Mm,
so Deadpool 3, it kind of takes place before then. So I think that it works, but a lot of the fans had
mhm.
already kind of like come to terms with the fact that Wolverine wasn't returning to the MCU. So for him to appear in Deadpool 3 just kind of felt like a retcon in a way. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's kind of like after Black Widow had died in End
Yeah, Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say Infinity War, but I was like, no, that's wrong. After Black Widow
No.
died in Endgame, and then we have Black Widow the movie, it's kind of like, okay, well, this is kind of like,
Awkward.
yeah, this is a little weird. Like, what are we doing here? And I also feel like, I don't know, I think people kind of let it slide because it's Ryan Reynolds. He's like everyone's favorite white guy. You know what I mean? And
White
him and
Canadian.
yeah, him and Hugh Jackman are like best buds or whatever. So them being in a movie together will be like fun, and he gets to put on the suit again, and then we get to see Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman do a press tour. It's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna make so much money off of this movie, and I'm excited just in general because I love
Mhm.
Deadpool. I love the Deadpool movies. I'm hoping that a lot of the characters that are kind of pushed to the side in the Deadpool movies get their chance to shine. But I kind of feel like this is going to be like the huge shock. I feel like this is going to be the Deadpool and Wolverine show. You know what I mean?
It really does feel like that. I mean, they have all the cast members of like the previous two films, and I feel like it's just like it's gonna start off with Deadpool kind of leaving the Fox universe and then kind of like jumping in to the MCU. I feel it really does feel like that, and especially like all of these all of the information that's kind of like leaked. I don't want to give anything away, but it does feel like we're kind of seeing the other past Marvel movies, like, X-Men and Daredevil, Elektra. We're just gonna kind of fly through those. So it feels like what a multiverse of madness would be, but I haven't seen Deadpool 3, so I can't really say that. Um, but Maxine is a good one too. I'm really excited to see that film kind of finally hit the big screen because the release of X and then Pearl was kind of like a huge surprise just because we don't really get that from filmmakers these days. Kind of releasing one film and then like the sequel right after. They're gonna do that with the upcoming Avengers movies, but then those release dates um kind of had to be changed. We saw that with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hollows and how the release dates were kind of within a year. So that's like my special thing that I like about like movies is that you can kind of release those in that way. Even The Matrix, they did that with the second and third films. So yeah,
Yeah.
just to see Maxine come back is like I want to see like how they because I think Ty West said that's the final film in
Yeah,
that
it is the final one. Yeah.
so I want to see like how that is resolved for Maxine's character
Mhm.
or for Maxine as a character.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting how Ty West is able to do X and then Pearl and then Maxine one after the other because usually filmmakers do have to kind of like wait a bit after their film has been
Mhm.
released in order to be able to make a sequel. But I think it's really cool that he's able to release this next film after Pearl. And X is really great. I really did love X, and Pearl was definitely like a hidden gem. I feel like it was a really underrated horror film that came out. Um, and I think Maxine's gonna be really good. Um, but I just want to like circle back to Deadpool real quick because
Yeah.
I do hope that with Deadpool 3, they at least allow Vanessa to become her character in the comics, which is Copycat. You know, I am disappointed because in the first movie, she was just kind of like Wade's girlfriend, and the second movie, they fridged her, and
Yeah.
now we're going to be able to see her. So hopefully she gets to assume her identity as Copycat in the film, because that is who Vanessa Carlyle is. That's her character name. If it's something different, you guys can feel free to correct me. But it's really cool because she has some really awesome abilities, and I think it'll be really interesting to see that happen in the movie. I'm sad that Domino isn't returning because I do
Oh
love
yeah.
Zazie
Zazie
Beats.
Beats.
Yeah, it's really sad, but I know that she probably passed on the opportunity because she's really busy doing something else, which I think is really great. Obviously, there hasn't been a lot of information on what the plot of Deadpool 3 will be about, but that's fine. Matthew McFadden is also going to be in the film. Max
Succession.
Yes, from Succession and from Pride and Prejudice. Although we don't know what his character is quite yet, but we'll see. And we know
Yeah.
that um, we will also see Colossus returning, Dupinder, um, Yokio, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. I would like it.
Long superhero name.
Yes, I would like it if Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Yukio got more than 5 lines in the third movie.
Yeah.
I'd really appreciate it. I'd also like to see their powers in the movie as well. That would be dope. And I also would like it if Yukio would have actual lines instead of her playing the silent Asian trope again,
Mm-hmm.
Also, Elektra's going to be returning. Jennifer Garner, she'll be returning as Elektra, which I think is really dope. I think that'll be really nice. And she's had a long break from acting, and I think it would be really cool to see her come back in a superhero movie. There will be
Has
some.
she?
Yeah,
I didn't know that she's been gone.
she's had a break from acting. She's been raising her kids.
Oh, okay. Well, that yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I thought it was just like because there have been like Cameron Diaz and Drew Barrymore kind of retired also. So I just thought it was some, reason aside from family. But I mean, family is like yeah, even Rick Moranis had to leave. He didn't do like Ghostbusters for a while, so to kind of take care of his family. So I kind of yeah, I understand that.
yeah. I'm excited to see what happens next, and I know that Emma Corrin was also cast in Deadpool 3. If you guys don't know who Emma Corrin is, you probably have seen her in The Crown, My Policeman, A Murder at the End of the World, which is a new series on Hulu.
Mhm,
Um, so she is kind of like an up and coming actress who is in Marvel. She also stated in an interview that she hasn't seen a lot of Marvel movies. She's only seen like Black Panther and like Spider Man. So she needed a Marvel debrief, to like really understand her character. And there have been some guesses as to who her character is because she's supposed to be playing a villain. If she's playing the main antagonist in the movie, I'm not sure because it could still be Matthew McFadden, you know, because his
mhm.
character hasn't been really like revealed. Um, I do have some guesses for what her character might be. I think that she could be Cassandra Nova, who is the twin sister of Charles Xavier. She could be Cassandra Nova, or I feel like she could be Typhoid Mary, or she could be Itsy Bitsy, which is a kind of like an anti-hero in my eyes, who kind of went after Spider Man and Deadpool in the comics. Or
Mhm.
she could be playing Lady Deadpool, which I think could be an
Ooh,
interesting take since we are kind of diving into the multiverse. It would be cool to see if she's playing Lady Deadpool. There's nothing that's confirmed as of yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I feel like Lady
yeah,
Deadpool, it might be a thing, but may not. We'll see.
yeah. I mean, we still have until July, so there's a lot that can happen between now and then.
Yeah.
Um, but Emma Corrin, like I haven't seen a lot from like whatever. I haven't seen a lot of the works that they have been putting out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think A Murder at the End of the World was one that I've been anticipating. I'm just waiting for the whole season to kind of release before I can get into that. Oh yeah, she's also in Nosferatu, right?
Not sure.
Mm, I didn't even know they were in Pennyworth. But they have good credits so far.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what they do next,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Deadpool 3.